Hey, I'm Ava Laura.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is Black Women Leave America podcast, where we highlight holistic wellness, travel, mental health, and self-care through traveling outside of America to reconnect and rediscover who you are. It's time for us to leave any condition that disrupts our peace. Black Women Leave America opens your eyes and explores new ways of living, but more importantly, new ways of being. Because sometimes you have to leave in order to find yourself. Hello, welcome to another edition of Black Women Leave America, the live edition. And we are back discussing Coming from America. I think we're talking about the fourth episode.
Yes.
Fourth episode.
Fourth episode.
So we'll be talking about that. We saw some of your comments. We responded back. So we're looking forward to that. I am your host, Ava Laura, and this is your other amazing host.
What's up, y'all? It's Jessica. I'm trying to say it the same way I said it in the intro.
Oh. My internet just went out, and then I heard her name. It was like, wait, what? What just happened?
Oh, yeah. I was trying to recreate the way I said it in the intro, my name in the intro. But anywho, so yeah,
it's
Black. Oh no,
I'm excited.
Coming from America.
Coming from America. I know that they thought that this was like a good name as a play on words, like coming to America, and it's like coming from America. But it's really confusing. It's not natural. You know what I mean? Like when you say it doesn't like naturally flow from your mouth. I want to say coming to America, or I want to say leaving America. I don't want to say coming from America.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to.
I don't know if they did like a, if they I mean, it's Max, right? Like it's HBO, but I'm like, did they actually who did they interview? Like, who did they ask if this was a good name? You know what I mean? Like, were we in the room? Like, who was in the room when this happened? I'm just curious.
Yeah. From what I can see, the creators of the show are not Black. So yeah, there's that part. But hey, glad they at least put forward the effort of creating this show and bringing some attention to these stories. I think they're well deserved.
The show. Yeah. So this was another good episode. And some of you all agreed. I will go back to our YouTube channel, but I'm just not. But one comment that we just got, it was like really detailed. She basically, agreed that she loved the show, loved that they're showing this movement, the black text movement, with Black folks leaving and going, out of the country, living abroad. And the fact that it seemed realistic, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times we look at reality TV show and it just don't seem realistic. It's like, who really does this in real life? Like, right. I don't know these people, but this actually seems like things that would happen, and it's a balanced approach. They're showing the good, they're showing the bad, they're showing a lot of things that we probably wouldn't necessarily know unless we did live abroad or unless we did live in that particular country. So it definitely seems balanced, and they're showing, Black folks, Black families, and it's just really realistic, just kind of grounded light, which, we talked about last week. So
right.
Really appreciated that comment because it's real. And I think that, we talk about this a lot, Jessica and I, like one of the reasons we started this podcast, even though like we didn't know this was like going to be a thing, you know what I mean? No, like we saw the writing on the wall, right? I saw my clients, like a lot of my clients are professional Black women in different aspects of careers, but I saw them leaving. Like we were having these discussions. Some of them had already left, and some of them were planning to leave, and we were kind of working through those logistics. And so I saw the writing on the wall, and I thought it was interesting. And then COVID happened, right? So we started this podcast before COVID. And we did not know that this was going to become such a huge thing where now you're going to have major networks like Max, right? Um, really highlighting the Black experience and highlighting us leaving the country and moving abroad for whatever our reasons are, right? For a better life. So I'm just loving the whole thing. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep highlighting it because we want more, right? We talked about the fact that if we have a problem with the stories that are being told, if we have a problem with the content that is out there, it's our job to create our own. It's our job to tell our own stories. And that's why we're here. So I love it, when major networks, major institutions are like, you know what? This is worthy of being told too. So let's keep talking about it. Let's keep getting it out there. Let's keep getting more and more and more of our stories told. I feel like, Jessica, you're saying something. I can't hear anything. Oh, I think you're talking to yourself. Are you muted?
I am.
Maybe that was
Okay,
it.
so let's go ahead. Let's talk about episode 4, which I have not seen as of yet. So Ava is going to be giving me the updates on all things. What is it coming from America? Like you said, it doesn't just roll off your tongue. It isn't because you want to say coming to America because it's that coming to America is like a hood classic or a just a black classic or just a classic in and of itself, right? Regardless of the other things. So yeah, anyway, they need to change the name. But tell us about episode 4. What's going on?
So there's a lot going on in episode 4. If you are not caught up, or if you didn't see our last review, we did an extensive review of episodes 2 and 3 together. So
Right.
make sure you go back and watch that episode. We both watched that episode, so it's
Yeah.
extensive. All right.
Yeah.
Episode 4, obviously continuing on from episode 3. What I liked about this one, I think this was focused more on their relationships, right? And really interesting. I feel like a bomb was dropped in this one, and I'll get into that in a moment. So the comedian family, they are separate. Well, they were separated, right? They're a blend family. They got like ridiculous 7, 8 kids. One kid from that they have together, and then they both had their own children, and everybody's come together. So they have a lot of issues, right? Which we talked about. She feels like she has lost her sense of self. And it's so real. Like, I have so many clients who experience these same things. She feels like she's lost her sense of self. She's doing everything for everybody but herself. She's managing their careers. She's taking care of the household. She's taking care of the kids. And she put her career and everything else on the back burner. So she feels, taken advantage of. She doesn't really feel appreciated. She feels like she's doing too much. And moving to Ghana for her is like, listen, I'll have more help. You know what I mean? Because you can afford helpers, you can afford, people to help you out. But also maybe a way, just new energy, getting things back on track. So the husband, the comedian, the main comedian guy, look, I should know their names by now, but the comedian. He decides now women, I want you to chime in if you've ever had this experience. All right. He wants to save their relationship. He's been talking about saving their relationship. He decides the way to do that is this grand gesture of he wants to propose to her again. Okay. They're already married. He wants to propose to her again. So he plans this big thing like on the beach and like, like lunch or dinner or whatever. He has this guy come in and play in the saxophone. I guess that's like her favorite instrument or whatever. And he even had a guy who was going to come with the horse and like, I don't know if they were going to ride horseback. I don't even know. He had all this stuff planned. And he's sitting there. He's like all excited. And she's sitting there like, so he reads the energy and he's like, maybe I don't need to do all that right now. Like, maybe this is not the moment to be grandstanding and professing my love and, all of that. She was not feeling it at all. And so what came out was he wants to do this all this stuff of getting her back, and he's talking to the sons about it even and all of that, and she's just like, I just want to work out the problems that we had. Like, I don't need all that. Like, can we just sit down and discuss our issues, and can we find solutions for them? And so they're in total two totally different spaces now, both. And I see this all the time. You know, I work with couples. I see this all the time. So it's, we have the same goal. We want the relationship back, but the way that we're seeing things are completely different. So then the way that we try to solve them or find solutions for them are totally different. And we're not speaking each other's love languages. Like, he seems like he's kind of the over top one. So he's speaking his own love language. That ain't her love language. So if you're trying to win her back, if you're trying to get back in her good graces, you need to do what appeals to her, and vice versa. Like, we talk about this love language thing, but we don't seem to really understand how it works. We still do the things that we think are best instead of, well, what does my wife really like? What's going to appeal to her? What is it that she's been saying that she really needs? How can I give her what she needs? And vice versa. What is it that my husband really wants? How can I give him what he needs? So I thought that was really interesting. Jessica, what you think?
Okay. So, couple things, because like I haven't seen it. So, just going off of what you said so far, it sounds like he's doing the very thing that she's complaining about, which is not listening.
Exactly.
He in his own world, living it up, and she is just like saying stuff, and he's like, "What? Huh? What?" And he is just living it up, and he's not listening. So, yeah, very interesting, right? It's like, do you understand that that's just his personality or his characteristics, and like, okay, he means well, but he might not be the greatest listener, and he does seem like a talker. Let me just say, I he seems like
He's
he's
a
the type.
comedian.
Yeah, where
Listen,
he's going to
by
be.
nature, he's a comedian. He likes the limelight, right? All
Mhm.
eyes on him. And he's a big dude, right? So he has a commanding presence. So all eyes on him. So it's like you're naturally gonna play the background.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see kind of how this all plays out. It's so funny though. Even through their
And I'm sure
IB,
we're not gonna see the whole thing because it's only like a couple more episodes.
yeah, and you're not going to see how it plays out. With their IMDb, as I kind of look through and try to figure out, oh, okay, you got to upgrade to pro. So I'm trying to get the names of each of these, each of the individuals, so we don't keep just like that, the comedian guy
Never
and the.
mind.
But there's no way to get that. You have to, I guess, upgrade in order to see who that is. So anyway, I'll pull that together later. But I feel like with this, like I said, with this show, because it says the executive producer is Eric Evangelista and Shannon Evangelista, who we know are non-black
Ooh.
folks, right? These are the executive producers of the show. And then it goes
Are
on
they
to
a
name
couple?
several. Yeah, I think so. And it looks like another couple, Keith Hoffman and
Okay.
Naima Hoff. Well, no, that's Hoffman and Holmes. So it's all these different folks that aren't necessarily coming from our community that I feel like
Mhm.
they may be trying to fish the story in a certain way to cater it to the audience too. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on as well.
That's in any reality show. Let's be clear.
Right. Right. And we talked about
That's in
this
any
last
and every
time. So
reality show. And I think that, and this is the first season, right? So they
right.
don't really know. Like, they're kind of just going with what they think the optics are, but it hasn't been tested. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
to see if yeah.
Um, and so you're right. Like, it might feel a little more heavy-handed because
Hmm.
um they just don't know, right? And
They
they
don't know.
haven't allowed the story to like maybe like naturally just kind of like play out, right? They
Right.
might have said to him, well, you need to do something like this. We don't know, but it does fit the narrative. Like, it does seem like something he would do.
Just
Um,
overly go over the
yeah,
top
I
of,
mean, just
oh,
doing
let
too
me
much.
profess, because I think the thing about him, and we getting into the whole relationship talk YouTube side of things.
Mhm.
But I think the whole thing with him is that he probably does this a lot. He probably does a really great grand gesture of love and profession, and she's like, the issue still is not fixed. You did that great event, it felt good. Now we right back to the same old thing, right? And you ain't fixed nothing, and
Yep.
you haven't changed. And
And this is
yeah,
the thing. I'm like, you're in Ghana. Get the woman a housekeeper. Get her somebody.
that
You know
was
what I
my
mean?
thing.
That's gonna clean the house. That's gonna cook. Get all that stuff off her plate.
That was
She
my
be
thing.
happy.
But here's the thing too, where I kind of push this back onto her. She hasn't asked for that,
We don't
so it's
know
kind
that.
of, well, we don't know. I'm
She
based
probably
upon
has.
what we've seen
Because
in
she
the
seems
show.
very clear. She seems very clear. She seems very
She does seem very
intelligent.
clear. She does seem very clear.
So
But I don't think
I
she's
would not be
actually,
surprised if it got lost somewhere in
I wouldn't be
oh, I want
surprised
a
if she
copy.
hasn't asked. I don't think she's asked. I don't think she's even put it on the
Dang, I
table as
wish
an
I could
option.
ask some questions.
I
I
know,
wish I
right?
could ask
Like,
some questions. Can
because I
we
don't
ask
think
some
she,
questions? Does anybody watch the show who knows that we can get these questions answered?
let's go find them. Hold on. Well, after the show, after we record this, I'm gonna go try to find them and track them down on social media and see if
Because
we can
these
get them
are
on.
valid questions.
These are valid questions that we need to know the answers to, and maybe they may not want to. I don't know, but I'll at least ask. I always ask the question. I always say ask and at least see what the answer is, right? But I
That's
feel
it.
like her personality type, she's very, like you said, very headstrong, very clear, all that stuff. But when it comes to things for herself, that's where she's like, no, I have to be the all, take care of the all the things. You should know what I need, versus it being like,
Mm,
hold on, let me give you a list of everything I need. I think she's
yeah.
good at taking care, because I feel like I see some of myself in her, and I will tell you, up until maybe 2 years ago, I would not let nobody come in here and clean. I don't care if it's there, I'll be like, no, I'll handle it. I'll take care of it eventually, right? I'll get to it. Now I'm like, oh
And
no,
I was about to say it's that energy. Like nobody can do it as well as I
as
can.
I
So let me
can.
just go ahead and do it.
Even though I know I need
Yeah.
help, and yeah, somebody should help me, but you should also just look at me and see that I need help. And by the way, I got a whole list of
Yeah.
things that I know
That's
you need
real.
help with, because I've asked you. I asked you what you needed, and I made sure you got what you needed. But me, I'm good. I don't need nothing. I really do, but I'm not going to say it. You should just look and know to do it.
I asked you and I also anticipated what you needed, which is why I want you to anticipate what I need because I
What
can do
I
that for
need.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. When
It's
girl,
real.
no. Y'all better
Yeah.
tell
That's I
them.
mean it's real.
Bring somebody in here.
So we will see what happens.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see what
We'll see
happens
what
after
happens. So today is the fifth episode, and then I think it's six episodes. So the next week it'll be the last
that.
episode. So
Wow,
we'll
that's
see.
fast.
I
Yeah, that's
know,
fast.
right? It's coming up fast. It's like it just happened. All right. So the other thing, so I said it was a focus on relationships. So this is where I feel like the bomb got dropped.
Okay.
So the other couple is Io and Tony. So Io and Tony is the one that's on YouTube. They have the YouTube channel and they were already in Ghana. They've been there, I think, for like 4 years or something like that. They have a whole life over there. They have a um they do not excursions. What do they do? Like retreats and stuff. Like they have people come over and they show them Ghana. They work with a lot of expats, and when they come, they welcome them. And
Right.
Tony seems to be like a really good resource,
Okay.
particularly for the comedian dude. Okay, so this is what I found interesting, and I was like, wait, what? So this is the OG family, right? So we're looking to them for all the things because they know what they're doing. They've been there for a while. They know the culture. They know all that. Well, Io was like, I don't know if I want to stay here any longer. And Tony is like, I can't ever see myself going to America. And I'm like, what the heck? Y'all the OG family. How y'all leave? What's going on here? So again, I'm like, now, this is where I kind of have to put on all the hats, right? Like, is this really what's going on? And they're not really communicating well with each other and they haven't really worked this out? Or is this their storyline for the show? Because this seems crazy. So, this is what was funny to me. So, she's talking about like really kind of like grounded, like real world issues, right? So, she's talking about she feels like she wants to go back. She came there for her father. Her mother is in the US. I don't know if she has siblings or whatever, but she feels like she wants to spend more time with her mother. Like this could be her, last days or what have you. And she's missing out on time with her mother. But then she also talked about, she was just like, I still don't know how to get a bra here. I was cracking up. She was just like, like it's not like America. She was just like, I don't know how to get a decent bra. And I was like, I never would have thought of that. You know what I mean? Like, I never would have thought of that. I'm like, I'm sure they go to America. Like, just when you go home, some bras. Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't know if this is my internet. I don't know if it's just internet. I don't know what's happening, but happened like a whole thing today.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
we
the
are.
bra thing, that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
In a
so the bra
support
thing.
group or something. Okay, so it's just internet. I got that solved. Okay. I hope you all heard what I said, but something is wrong with you. I don't like shopping. I don't like going to the mall. I mean, I will grocery shop because I like food, but I really don't like going to the mall. Like, I don't like clothes shopping. I don't like going in places. I don't like having to try on the clothes. I don't like any of that. I am online. Like, once I figured out how to shop for myself online, I can't even tell you the last time I've been in the store. I think that only happens when it's like something last minute where I just don't have time to order something online and I need something specific. But otherwise, I can't stand going to store. So I understand the whole not shopping thing.
Right.
And what was cool about it is she was showing the ways that she had to like go grocery shopping there. So what it is they don't have like a big Walmart or whatever. It's like, okay, I want eggs. Let me go to the person over here who has the eggs. Oh, okay, I want eggs from you today. Oh, no eggs today. I have to come back tomorrow. Now, as an American, I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I took time out of my schedule to do something I don't even want to do. And now I get there and you tell me it's not there and I got to come back. So now you done wasted 2 days of my time. So they show her doing that. She had to go to the person she want bread. She got to go to the person that want bread. She want meat. She got to go to the person over here, the butcher that has the meat. I understand. So now shopping, instead of how we in and out of the grocery store or whatever, it's taking her hours because she got to go to all of these different places to go shopping, and they may or may not have what it is that she's looking for. And so it's relationship driven, right? You do establish relationships. It is fresh, but Americans, we're not used to that. We are used to convenience. And when things are not convenience, yeah, that can be an issue. So I thought her issues for not wanting to be there any longer, feeling like she wanted to go home, were very like kind of sort of really grounded. Jessica, what do you think about that? It was
Girl.
funny.
Oh no. That's a mess. That is a mess. Like you said, I don't even want to go to the grocery store when well, I'm okay with shopping for clothes. I am not okay with shopping for groceries. Like, if
See, I'm the
anytime I can
opposite.
use Instacart or anything, I'm good. Like,
Oh,
Instacart me up. But yeah, that's crazy. Going to 4 or 5 different places. Oh no. Mm-mm.
yeah.
See,
I
things
mean,
you need to
I'm
know, right? Things you need to know before you go.
right. Again, you wouldn't think of these things, right? And this is the thing. It's like when you visit or when you look at that, you have to ask these questions. And these are things that you wouldn't think to ask for because you just kind of take it for granted. So then that means you have to be very flexible. You just got to be really flexible. And then I don't think it was her. I think it was the other. No, it was her too. But I also think it was the family in Gambia. I mean Gambia in Zambia. They were talking about the size of the refrigerators. Like it's so small in the freezer, you have to continually go shopping to keep things fresh. And she was mentioning this too. And then it's like, the power goes out and everything goes bad anyway. So you can't even have a bunch of stuff. We're here, we're going to go shopping for like a whole week or 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to have tried meat and stuff that's frozen for like a couple weeks. You can't do that there because you might lose everything. So she talked about that as well, that she's working on something and then all of a sudden, the electricity goes out.
And so she
Yeah.
was ready. She's ready to move back. And then what was his stance on it? His stance was like, everything's good.
So basically. Oh, so his stance is when I'm here, I don't think of myself or I'm not looked at as a black man. I'm just looked at as a man. And he's like the king of, you know what I mean? Like he's not the literal king, but he's like running stuff. He has a position of power. He's known. People come there. He can help them. He has ties to the community. He's important. He might come back here and just be like a regular nobody. So I kind of feel like his reasons for being there are more like ego
I
driven
was just
in
going
a
to say that.
sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and she's just like, I'm over it. She's being really practical. Like,
Well, he might
so
not have to deal with the practicalities as much as she does. So it doesn't affect him as much, right? He's not out there doing all the shopping and getting the eggs and the milks and all the things. She is.
it's true.
So yeah, that's
That's true.
interesting.
I mean, and I, and that's a whole another dynamic or discussion. How much mm, is the black man, the man in the household, the man of the family, able to do because of his woman in that foundation? So you can be the big man because she's taking care of all the little stuff, all the important things, the foundational things around you that you don't have to think about. And so, yeah, for her, she's like, yeah, I'm over it. Because at least if I got to take care of all of this stuff, it need to be easier for me. You can't, it ain't no Instacart in Ghana. You know what I mean? You think about that, like, as much as I want to move abroad, I'm gonna miss Amazon. I'm gonna
Oh,
miss the
right.
ability to online shop with my free shipping. I can't even front. I might not be built for that life.
Wow.
I'm
And
just being real with myself. I like
that
the
is very
neats.
interesting that this
Or I'm gonna
show.
make enough money or not make enough. Because you said what?
That's very interesting that this show has opened your eyes to that through just what, 3, 4 episodes?
The internet, the internet, the internet.
Ah, Lord, I know.
And then I didn't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? No.
like right now. I think you're frozen. And I want to hear it. But I think it's important to know yourself and to know what's important for you. Like for me, like I said, convenience is important. Convenience might not be important for you. So if I can't have the convenience, then that means I need to have enough money where I can hire people to do the things that I have no desire to do. That kind of defeats the purpose of the show. But I don't laughing for clothes. Hmm. It's wild. Like we do so many of these, we're not going live. It just happens to be this episode we're going live. So we probably are going to have to go back to edit to make sure that there's not issues. But we want to hear from you. I was just saying, I was like, all these episodes that we do, right, where we're not live and we can just go and edit. This happens to be when we do live and it's just all jacked up.
Eh, that is the life of a live streamer. This is what happens in life. But I joined from my phone, so you guys can see me clearly here. But what I was going to say, did you hear my point about the fact that you've only watched 4 episodes, and through those 4 episodes, you have now made the decision that possibly moving outside of the United States is not for you?
Right. I know, right? Or it's just choosing where, right? Because okay, who gets Amazon? Right? Like who has online stuff? It likely is not Africa. So then that means I'm not going there. So
So it's
what country?
narrow down the options.
Right, right. And that's what you want to do. Now, hear me say, if it's like a month, 2 months, whatever, I could do it. But we're talking about the rest of my life. We're talking about a year to no, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I don't think I could take going to get eggs one place, getting milk one place. Oh, now I got to go to the baker. Oh, wait, the lights went out. All the food is bad now. Oh, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just
That's
living like this higher level class of
exactly.
where
I'm like, I gotta have a lot of money and I just don't care. And I just
exactly.
have people taking care of that stuff. Now, here's what I will say. Because I have clients who live abroad.
Hmm.
How do I say this? Um, Even when you have the money to hire people, you really got to think about where you want to live and where you want to hire people and what you want to deal with because that's a whole thing in and of itself. I have a client now. I'm not even going to say it's just in Africa. I'm not even going to say the country. You can figure that out for yourself. She the people she's worked with that she's hired, they're just not good. And she's gone through them and she's not alone. So let's it's not personal. It is not just her. Um the level of professionalism, it's very different than in America. So, there's certain things like we kind of expect you to know who we are, know, understand your job, and to be able, be very considerate and think ahead in certain things. And it's almost like some of these places, the people, if they're not told specifically step by step by step, they don't anticipate and won't do it. Yeah. So you got to think about that. Now, again, she's in
Yeah.
Africa. I'm not saying this is everywhere. But y'all could probably figure out where in Africa I'm talking about. But let me just say, I would have went through a whole lot more people than she would have been. She's much more gracious than I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah. I can
So that's
even see
another
that
issue.
when the one couple, the woman went to the market and everybody and all the things that were happening in the market, I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can kind of see some of the interactions and things. I was like, yeah, no.
And as much as I love my people, and I really do, I don't think that you go to Africa for customer service. And Africa's a continent, I know, so we can't talk about all Africa. I'm gonna just talk about West Africa because that's where I've been. I'll let y'all know. I'll be in Morocco in a few months, so I'll let you know about that. But in West Africa, it just does not feel like you go there for customer service.
Well, moving on then. Uh,
So that's another thing that you have to contend with. So that's the differences. So you got one who wants to stay, one who wants to leave.
leave.
Both have valid reasons within their own right.
And does she want to leave and go back to America or?
Yeah, because her mom, and I don't know where she's from specifically, but her mom is there. And
Got
I think it's all of those things, but I think like, the heart issue is she really wants to spend time with her mom.
got it. Okay.
So, I don't know if it's one of those things like, hey, Tony, you want to stay here, live your best life. I'll leave for, 2 to 3 months or whatever, hang out with my mom. Meanwhile, when you're there without me, maybe you'll figure out, oh, wow, it's not as cushy as I thought it was because I'm not there taking care of everything. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying, and then when she comes back, she might feel, ready to come back to Africa. All the things she hates about America, she'll remember and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm ready to go back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
I
I
think that,
think both places is kind of like the good and the bad. And I was just having this conversation with my daughter about her school. Like, if you go here, yeah, you got to deal with X, Y, and Z, but you might go somewhere else and have to deal with something that's way worse than X, Y, and Z. So, can you get through these next 2, 3 years and just make
yeah,
it the best that you can, knowing that it could be a lot worse if you go somewhere else? It all comes with good and
yeah,
bad.
it's true. I think it depends on, like what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the balanced approach and understanding that anywhere you go, it's just like any
Right.
relationship. I always tell my couples this. It doesn't matter who you deal with, there's gonna be something wrong with everybody,
Right.
right? There's stuff wrong with you. Like, we're human. So there's always gonna be things about the other person that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you can deal with?
Exactly.
Because like you said, the grass ain't always greener. Now you go to somebody else and then you find even more that you don't like. And
Yeah.
so it's really a matter of the things that I don't necessarily like about them, the things that rub me the wrong way, whatever. Are those things that I'm cool with, that I can deal with, or are they, what? I'm sorry, you don't want kids, and I want kids. That's not something I can deal with. So I have to
Right.
take my chances somewhere else because that's not something that I'm
That
willing
was
to compromise. And
exactly.
so it's really that's what it comes down to. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing when you're moving, wherever. If you're moving to another state, wherever you're moving to, what are your non-negotiables? What
Right.
are the things that you must have?
Right.
And if that place cannot meet your non-negotiables, then you might need to go somewhere else.
Elsewhere.
Yes, there's going to be other things wrong, but as long as you get your non-negotiables met, you should be all right. I need internet. I'm not. I'm
Same.
not going to be sitting up in the dark. It's one thing. Listen, oh my God, that happened on Friday. That happened, no, this weekend. The internet just went. The power just went out. It was so funny, right? So the power went out, and we looking around, and we like, did we not pay our bill? We was like, what happened? It wasn't us. And so then we went out, right, found the neighbors, and they were like, no, it's out. And so my boo, he was like, oh, I thought it was us. I thought we didn't pay our bill. And my neighbor was like, me too. And we all started cracking up. Because we're like, what in the world? Yeah, it just went out. We don't know why. We don't know what happened. We left. We came back a couple hours and it was back. I could not deal with that if that was a normal thing. We were
Right.
freaking out.
Leave.
So that's a non-negotiable for me. Like you
Facts.
said, I am not going to be going to this market here, that market there, that market there. It's not going to have to take me 2 to 3 hours to go shopping every week.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
not going to
just
work for
crazy.
me. It's not going to work.
That's just not gonna. That's not gonna work for me.
So you got to know those things.
All right.
Doesn't
So
mean that you're not going to move. It just means that you're not going to move to these specific areas.
who was the and then what happened with the other the single
The
woman?
single one. Okay, so I feel like she's trying to get her little swerve on. So the Emmy award winning makeup artist slash Reiki master teacher slash healer slash yoga, all the things, right? Okay. So she decided last time we were talking, she did not like Ghana, not
Yeah.
happy. It's kind of, disappointed.
Yeah.
The kids liked where they were. I think she's in Accra. I don't know if she's in Accra or near Accra, but she's like in the city. They like it because they can get, the food that they like, all this stuff. She decided she wanted to move. She had been doing some research, and there's like a community of healers, and so it's much more secluded, right?
Mm.
Forest, trees, all of that. Not not in the city, not near the
Mm.
limelight. And so the kids don't really want to go, but they're like, we feel like this is gonna make our mom happy, so we're down. So they show her with two different men healers.
Mm.
One, it was some serious like flirting going on. I was like, oh, okay. I can't even tell you what happened with him because I just remember the flirting. So I was like, okay, Stella getting her groove back. And then the other guy, actually, it would have been Stella because he was young. He's like a black healer. He's living off the grid. So he was showing them like all these things that he's doing to live off the grid. And I
Mm.
feel like she had no interest in that, but she thought he was cute. So, it was cool. I'm like, that is an absolute hell no. I am not living off of nobody's grid. They made electricity for a reason. I am not going back.
Oh goodness.
We're not doing that. I know how to detox. I know how to put the phone down, but I'm not getting rid of my electricity. So yeah. So that was her story. Um so she's still trying to figure out where she wants to live. She's still this was like dating, non-dating, I don't know. They only show her on one date. I feel like they should have showed her on more dates.
On more
I would
dates.
I would have liked to have seen that.
Hmm.
They trying to do too much with her. Like I think we should have had one storyline, like just her dating or something, because
That's what I'm saying. That's
they're
I
not
don't
giving
know.
it enough time and attention. Like one date.
But then I also kind of feel like it's her. I feel like that's her personality. She's
She's
just
all
kind of
over the place. Yeah,
trying to
she does.
figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. But like I said, I kind of coined her on the last one like that. Like, yeah, you just need to be by yourself, like just chill, just relax.
It is a lot at once. It's hard to be in a relationship when you're not even in the space where you want to be. Like you
Ex-
kind of need to figure that out first.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't have roots, you don't have a foundation, and now you're
And
also wanting to
a
start,
part of me
and
is
you
just
want to
like
start a
maybe
whole business in another country.
and I'm gonna say this because I don't know, I've been watching a lot of TikToks and I feel like maybe I don't know, but she might just be horny, but you need to go and figure that out. Like do
Well,
some,
she's been celibate for a number of years, so I'm gonna say that's not. I mean, Let me not say that she's not, because she could very well be. But I would hope that's not why she's dating, because it ain't hard to get those needs met as a
Oh,
as a
goodness.
beautiful black woman. That ain't hard.
No, that ain't hard to get.
I
And
mean,
and
don't
and
they have Tinder in Ghana? Hell, anybody could swipe like that. That ain't hard. You know, those Scottish females too. They look like they would have easily, all she gotta do is walk down the street.
look, I didn't say that just give it away to anybody. I'm just saying that that might be some urges, and that's why she's like, hey, hey, hey. That's
Well,
all I'm saying. I'm not saying she needs to
listen,
act on them, not at all. But I'm just saying that's kind of vibe I get from her, and it might not be that. It might be that she really, truthfully, just wants to be in a relationship, right? She really wants to be in a relationship with someone.
I do agree with you though. She seems a little wishy. She does seem like a little all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I was
Mm-hmm.
laughing. I know I shouldn't laugh at that because I am a healer, but I was like Emmy Award winning makeup artist slash Reiki master teacher slash. I'm like, oh Lord, this is a lie.
A
Um,
lot.
you know, mine falls into the same spectrum, right? Like I'm a life coach, I'm a healer, I'm a speaker. Like they're all related. Like
Yeah, I was just about to say, but yours kind of,
like we all work together.
yeah, they flow together, to,
So,
to be. And I think that, and I think that, to be honest with you, bringing it back to that, I think that is what it is. I think when I look at her, I can see, because I've had some of that in my life. I ain't gonna front. I've
yeah,
had that. I can see that in her, and it's like, girl, if you don't get that taken care of first,
yeah.
then and then you also have these children that you're straggling along while you try to, and that's not fair to
Right. You're
them.
not single on your own. Listen, do your thing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's
it's
true.
not fair
Yeah.
to them. So I kind of feel like she just needs to. What is the universe, God, whoever she believes in, telling me that I'm supposed to do with my life, and do that versus what she thinks she should do or what she feel like might be a
Or
thing.
what
I
she
don't know.
did in
Right,
LA. Because this ain't
right,
LA.
right, right.
This is
Just
not.
really touch, and maybe she will. Maybe this will be the experience that will finally get her
It
there.
does feel like she is on a journey to find herself, even though that's not what she's calling it.
Exactly.
And so because she's not calling that, it's like she's almost going about it in the incorrect way
In a
because she
different
hasn't
way,
properly
right?
labeled what it is that she's really looking for.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because I do definitely sense like confusion and this kind of
Yeah.
which does not resonate with me at all. So yes. So we'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen with her next week. I don't know if she's gonna find where she wanna live. I don't know if she's gonna find a man. I don't know. Like we'll just see. I don't know if she's gonna go back to America. I don't know.
Right.
So that's what happened last week on
Well,
episode 4.
a lot. So now I
It
definitely have to
was
sit down and
a lot.
watch it.
I don't remember the Zambian couple, and I didn't like intentionally leave them out. I don't remember them showing them last week, so
Oh, okay.
that's why I didn't talk about them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
think
if
it was
they
good.
didn't, hey, we don't run the show production,
They
so
got the week off.
they didn't show up.
They
They
got the
didn't
week
show up,
off.
Mom.
Maybe it was cool. He had to get acclimated to his new work, and who knows? I don't know.
Which is
So
interesting
we'll see
though,
because he comes
because
out.
I wanted to see what happened with her in the volunteer opportunity,
In the job and all of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll see. 2 more episodes. 2 more episodes.
Wow.
So next episode 5 is out today. It's out on Thursdays, and so I'm probably gonna watch it this weekend. Although I'm trying to watch Love Is Blind, and Love Is Blind is supposed to be in DC, and it don't look nothing like no dang DC. It is the most gentrified DC I have ever seen in my life, and I'm just like, who are these people? I've never seen these people. They're not from here. They are all transplants, and y'all just need a do-over.
Oh goodness.
So yeah.
Well, you
When I
guys
want some
visit
culture, I'm
Ava
gonna come back
Laura's
and watch this.
YouTube channel for
Love
more
is
on
Blind
that.
DC is not giving me the culture.
I told them they need to visit your YouTube channel for more on that, because sounds like you need to do a deep dive on that one.
I mean, listen, gentrified DC. I'm so mad. Oh my God, DC is so whitewashed. What happened to it, DC? What happened to Chocolate City? I just had to get that out.
Oh goodness.
I had my
Well,
moment.
unfortunately, my internet is bidding us an adieu. So thank y'all for watching this episode of Black Woman Leave America.
It's been doing that this whole episode.
The lie, I know. We made it through,
Right.
y'all. We made it.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for making it through all the internet interruptions. We appreciate you. Love your comments, your feedback. Let us know what you think. What did you think of episode 4? What do you think of the series? Do you have any questions that you want to ask? Because, we clearly got several. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Keep watching, subscribe, do all the things, donate, give us a coffee, buy us a coffee, whatever it's called, so we can drink our coffee while we're watching Coming from America.
Absolutely. We will see you all in the next episode next week.
Next week.
All
right, y'all.